Welcome everybody, my name is John David Hibiscus, and I'm very excited to share this video with nobody. This video is for my girlfriend Bailey, who's a very talented singer-songwriter. Check her out on Spotify. Her new hit, Stranger Things, melts your heart, great pop song. And when you show it to your friends, it's gonna look super cool because you not know. You look very hip and awesome. So she's gonna be moving out to California here in a month. And for that, I wanted to give her something very personal and special to myself. Now, I love cooking, and I have a lot of experience as a home cook, no professional experience, as you can tell from my shitty sound and shitty video. It's gonna be very low budget, so if you don't want to watch it, I really don't care. It's not for me, for her, for my heart, because I love her. And while I love her, I know she is helpless in the kitchen. So I'm gonna make her a step-by-step tutorial for some of her favorite foods, how to meal prep, and maybe throw a special treat in once in a while. So anyway, the first video of the day, we're gonna learn how to make the very, very Hibiscus Refresher from Starbucks. Now, if you know this, it's very important to make this from home, because Starbucks is an evil corporation that charges $6 for a drink that I can make for $1.50. It's fucking ridiculous. And to that point, so you don't have to wait in Starbucks lines, you can have this any time of day. Baby, I wanted to show you how to make very, very Hibiscus Refresher all by yourself. And I want to tell you that I love you and care about you, and you're the most special person in the world. And if you're not Bailey Coates, go fuck yourself. Really don't care. The video's not for you. If you want to learn now, stick around. But I'm not an influencer. I really don't give a shit. So, stay, leave, who cares? Anyway, let's get down to it. First off, we're gonna go over our ingredients and what our basic preparation is gonna be. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna be using. First off, we have two types of tea. One is a hibiscus tea, and the other one is gonna be a green tea. And I decided to go with blueberry citrus basil to kind of spice it up. But any type of green tea will be perfectly fine to use with this. Next, we have a ginger root that we will be peeling and cutting into chunks. A bag of frozen blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. I prefer to use frozen right here. It's a lot cheaper, tastes just as good. We're not gonna be really eating them, so it's gonna be more about that diffusion into the tea. Next, we have some sugar, and then some 100% white grape juice from Kroger. A little special shout out right there. And just to top it all off, I got some rosemary and basil. I'm gonna be making mine, because I like that and I'm fancy. If you don't like that, don't fucking put it in there. Don't know what to tell you. Anyway, let's get on to what we'll be needing for today. So here's what we're gonna be needing for today. We got our pitcher to store any leftovers. We have a knife for cutting up the ginger, a peeler for peeling the ginger. We got a measuring cup, and we have 2 small pots that we'll be using. Now this recipe is gonna require you to steep the tea for about 30 minutes and to steep the syrup that's gonna be in the tea for 30 minutes. So I'm using 2 pots today to help speed up that process. Step, we're gonna peel our ginger and get it nice and prepared. So the important part of this is, first you need a good sharp peeler. Dull peeler, that's dangerous. Makes it harder to peel, makes you more likely when you're trying to force it through to miss and cut yourself. So, as you can see, I already got started with this piece right here. And if you notice, it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. I shaved a lot of it off. Mainly, I just want to make sure I get off as much of these peels as possible. You can see, there's still some ginger on it, but that's okay. It's gonna happen. So, first off, when you're peeling, make sure you take your ginger, hold it right here in front of you, protect your fingers, curl your thumb right here, prevent any kind of cutting. And what you want to do is just take your ginger and make nice strokes through it, okay? Like that. Doesn't have to be slow. Just try and get all that brown stuff off. Don't worry about the corners. We're going to cut that off later. And for this recipe, we're going to be using about 1/4 cup of ginger. So if you get 1/4 cup, you have some left over, great solution, cut it up, eat it raw. Now, it sounds disgusting for some of you, but Bailey loves it. And I'm doing this for her, so fuck you. If you don't like raw ginger, don't do it. I don't fucking care. Now, this raw ginger can be preserved for about a week in your fridge. So cut it up nice and thin, have it as a snack, have it as a palate cleanser, whatever you want to do. Anyway, baby, next step I'm going to show you is how to cut everything up. All right, so now we have our peeled ginger. As you can tell, it's not the greatest peel. We're not trying to be super precise because we won't be eating this. We're going to be diffusing it. You got as good as you can get. Now, there's some parts like this part right here that you might not be able to peel. It's okay. Get your knife right here, make a slice. There you go. There's the root, and throw it in the trash. Now what we're gonna be doing is making chunks. So get your ginger right here. I got multiple pieces I had to cut off to help peel. And we're just gonna make chunks like that. Just little nice and easy chunks. So get your knife, when you curl your fingers, remember this, right here, put pressure behind your knife. Make sure your knife is sharp because you don't want to cut your fingers, just like the advice we had for peeling. You want a sharp knife, make good cuts, very, very safe, and very effective. So now I'm just gonna kind of cut it up into a little bit more chunks right here. Got this piece right here, cut it up. And so now with that, get my cup, and throw it in there. And so that is about a quarter. Now we got some extra for later if you want to do that. Or, again, curl your fingers when cutting. Right here, just nice, easy slices right here. So, if you like it a little chunkier, you can see that right there. If you want to shave it off, that is the best way to get it peeled. So you can take this, shave it off like last time, and get these nice fine pieces of ginger. They're paper thin. So either way you want to do it, I'd recommend using the peeler. Okay, so next part of this video, we're going to be showing you how to make the tea necessary for more. All right, so the tea part is pretty straightforward. All you're going to need is 2 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar. Now, this is going to make 4 servings of the Very Berry Hibiscus Refresher. And if you would like to make more, all you need to know is how to do a ratio. So if you want to make double, so 8 servings, how many is that? 2 times 2, yeah, 4 cups of water, 4 cups of sugar. It's that easy. So right now we're just going to make the single 4 servings. So what you're going to do, measure your cup, sugar, water, take 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of water, and bring it to a boil. So for the syrup, as you can see, we have our water, we have our sugar. Now it's not quite dissolved. As we heat it up, we're just gonna kind of constantly stir it with this whisk, help it dissolve. Now when it boils, what's gonna happen is that solubility factor for your sugar and water is gonna go up. So it's gonna make your sugar more soluble. And as you can see, we already have more of that sugar dissolving as we have our heat on high. Now I'm just gonna mix this until it comes to a boil, then I'm gonna take it off. As you can see now, my water and sugar mixture is almost completely dissolved. It's coming to a nice boil. So I'm gonna stir it for just a little bit longer, get it to a rolling boil. And what we're gonna do next is add our ginger, basil, and rosemary to diffuse into the syrup. So now with our syrup, we've added our ginger, basil, and rosemary. We're just gonna let that steep for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna come by every 15 minutes and just stir it a little bit to make sure we're getting a nice diffusion in there. Okay, so for the tea portion, this is all we need. 3 packets of both kinds of teas, and we're gonna have 3 cups of water. All right, so as you can see, we got our water boiling hot, still boiling a little bit. We removed it from heat. Now we have our 6 tea bags, a little bit of parachute style. And what we're gonna do, very simple, place it in there. We're gonna let that go for 30 minutes along with our syrup, and 30 minutes we'll be ready to assemble the rest. All right, so it's been 30 minutes. Now we're ready to assemble all the other ingredients. Now, after we assemble this, it's important to note that we are not putting ice in it right away. Because what that is gonna do, it's gonna dilute our mixture. We want to put the ice in once we are ready to serve. right now, I got 1 cup frozen berries. Gonna throw that in. A little shake. Then I got my apple juice right here. You can substitute water, make it a little less sweet. Lemonade, if you like that. But right now, I'm gonna go with grape juice. Pour it in there, got 1 cup. And I'm just gonna add an extra half cup, just because I wanna make this recipe my own. And a little shout out today to Southern Home and Gardening for this recipe. I am stealing this recipe and making my own. So I'm not trying to monetize off of it. So if you wanna try to sue me, again, go fuck yourself. Maybe that should make this video called Go Fuck Yourself, How to Make Hibiscus Tea. I don't think they'll like that. But anyway, so we have our mixture right now. We have our tea. Remove the tea bags right here. And as you can see, it's nice, beautiful mixture. Okay, let's take a look at our syrup now. So our syrup, you see, it's nice, clean, all that sugar is dissolved. We still have that chunks of rosemary and basil. And what we're gonna have to do is get rid of those chunks before we put in the tea. So I'm gonna take my tea right here, take my pitcher, which you can now see, and I'm gonna pour it in. I'm gonna put my pan about halfway into the pitcher. As you can see right here, it's kind of going off the bottom of the pan. So prevent it from spilling out. You gotta put it on top of the pitcher about midway through, so you don't have any spilling around it. Okay? I'm gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna take my mixture, and we're going to strain it next. All right, so I did show this at the start of the video because honestly, I didn't think it through very well. And again, low quality production, not for you or baby. I don't want to hear any shit about it. So what I have is a strainer. It's portable. I love this because you can just put it over your pot pan and just strain it in. Whatever you make your pasta. What you can also do, put on top of your pitcher right here. We're gonna grab our mixture of syrup. Again, go over the center. You see right here, edge, middle of the pitcher. Prevent any excess spilling. And we're just gonna slowly pour that in. So what it's gonna do is gonna catch all that rosemary, basil, and ginger. And we add our syrup to the mixture. Okay, make sure we get all that syrup out. And take this beautiful mixture, throw it in the trash. It's that easy. Just put this to the side. And now what you have is a beautiful, perfect mixture. So that is how you make the Very Berry Hibiscus Refresher from Starbucks, which usually costs you $6 per cup. It cost me to make this whole pitcher about $3. So in the end, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something. And most importantly, I hope, Bailey, you are succeeding in California. And I hope you know how much I love you. I just want to hope that this takes a little bit off your plate and makes your day a little bit easier. Anyway, baby, I love you, fully supportive of you. And whoever else is out there, you want to go like and subscribe this video, tell them. I don't care. I don't want to be an influencer. That's stupid. So now, oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's good. That's good. Starbucks, you ain't got shit on me. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And stay tuned for next week's video where we learn how to meal prep. And what I'm thinking about doing is starting off with some chicken and veggies and using that to make some fried rice, some pasta, maybe do a little Italian side. And we're just gonna make about 6 meals for the cost of about $20. So anyway, that's gonna be next week's video. And as a side note, I know my audio is not great. I'm going to be adding an audio portion to this, get another microphone, and that's gonna be here in about a week. So thank you guys for tuning in. And if you're not Bailey, go fuck yourself. Again, can't say that enough. Bye.